first part of today's show is going to be lawyers, L-A-W-Y-E-R-S, and liars, L-I-A-R-S. Do they have anything in common? I believe they have more in common than you want to really hear about, or that I could prove, but I do believe that there's a conspiracy between all lawyers all over the world, and that somehow when they make a mistake and they charge you for it again, I have to wonder, was it really a mistake? I can't prove anything because they have their own code. So I can only give you an experience I had with a lawyer in America. I had a lawyer in America over a land dispute. The wall on the property next door was 6 feet on my property, a concrete wall 188 feet long. What's going on here with rescheduling a show? That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I got things to do today. Let me go to my home page and see what's going on here. Oh, let's see. Go back to my home page. Okay, go to the show. Let me read the comment. No, I'm not going to reschedule my show. I have to be someplace at 1 o'clock. But thanks for the offer. So, what we're going to do here today is I'm going to give you a real truthful story about my lawyer in America and what he did to me. Okay, and what he said, how he said he could fix the problem that he created. Okay, so there was a 6-foot-high wall, concrete, well, 5.5-foot-high wall of concrete along my property line that was 6 feet in the middle on my property and 2 feet at each end. And I brought him my property plot for the property, and I also brought him the survey that I had with the property. And it clearly showed that the wall was on my property. And I somehow, the title agency and every other agency missed this. And the way they missed it is they had a property plot and lot layout for the neighbor's property and my property. And one deed, one property lot, according to what they call the markers that they put in the ground, one showed that the wall was 6 feet on my property and 2 feet at each end, and one showed that the wall was 4 feet on my property and 0 at each end. Either way, it showed the wall was on my property, and they let it go. They were paid off. The title company was paid off. So I brought this to my lawyer, and he said, this is easy. We will sue this woman, Joyce, and she will have to remove the wall, which is what the law would require. Otherwise, I had only owned the property for about 2 weeks when Joyce came next door with a release of a certain amount of square foot. It was like 300 square, 188 by 2 would be 360. It was about 460 square feet, something like that. She wanted me to give her the property for $10,000, which if I could have done that legally, I would have. But there's a clause in my mortgage. Hey, Freebird, thanks for stopping by. Michael, thanks. Lewis Pagan Punts, thank you for stopping by. There was a clause in my mortgage that I cannot sell any portion of my property without paying off the mortgage. And the mortgage on the property at the time was about, I think it was like close to $200,000 plus dollars, the mortgage. And I didn't have $200,000 in cash available. So I would have had to pay off the mortgage, plus I would have had to pay title fees to sell the property to her for $10,000 US dollars. So, but the lawyer knew all of this in advance, and he said to me, we'll file a case against Miss Joyce, and we'll win, and she'll have to pay you for the lawyer's fees, for the property, and if the property has to be retitled, she has to pay for all of that. And I said, how long is this going to take? He said, 2 months, and you give me $3,000 US dollars. I said, well, I'll give you a deposit. I'm not going to pay you up front. You didn't do anything yet. He said, okay. My property dispute lasted 7 years. I have the record for a property dispute in the Florida Keys and maybe all of Florida. He knew that I would have to pay off the mortgage when I told him I couldn't do that. He knew the lawyer that was representing Joyce. He knew the lawyer. Not only did he know the lawyer, but him and the lawyer were partners for 5.5 or 6 years in the same building with their offices next to each other. And yet he said he didn't know the lawyer for Joyce. So he lied. Now, we get into this, and each time we went to court, he wrote up what is called an argument. An argument. An argument is not law. He argued that the man who owned my property before me worked for Pablo Escobar as his accountant, and that his accountant was in jail. And somehow, by going to the jail and having an affidavit signed by this Jewish fella that was Pablo Escobar's accountant, the real Pablo Escobar, because that's the house that Joyce lived in, that somehow he could get this thing straightened out. So I said, well, all right, well, he's in jail in Florida for fraud, for laundering money for the Medellin drug cartel. So he's, let's go. Let's go. Go where? He goes. I said, well, let's go up to Tallahassee, to the prison. No, I don't want to go with you. I said, what do you mean you don't want to go with me? He goes, I'm going to take my wife, my secretary. I says, all right, we'll all go. Well, only 2 people could go into prison. I said, well, me and you will go into prison, and I'll take notes for you. No. I says, well, how much money do you want to go to Tallahassee? Which is like a 11-hour drive, but you could fly there in an hour. He wanted $6,500. I said to him, I tell you what, you go to Tallahassee with your wife, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to go play golf. Okay. You get a deposition from the lawyer, from the accountant, and you come back and you put it on the bill. But if you don't win the case, that money is out of your pocket. That comes off the bill. And he goes, no, I'm not going to do that. And I said, well, then don't do it. Let's go with the judge, what the judge is going to say. Now, I'm going to tell you that my lawyer, Joyce's lawyer, and the judge all grew up together. And the judge is now the judge in Plantation Key Courthouse. So he writes up an argument. An argument is being that the title company failed to do their due diligence, we begged the court to find in favor of Fazio versus Joyce. He charged to write up about 7 pages of argument. It's not law. Argument. He charged $6,500 US. And he didn't even write it up. He had Dragon voice recognition. He spoke it into the computer. His secretary spell checked it. Listen carefully. Spell checking. Listen carefully. Scrivener's error. Scribner's error. His secretary typed it up. He billed me $6,500 for the paper. $1,000 a page. His secretary wife proofreads it and sends it to Joyce's lawyer via courier. So I had to pay for the courier. It was like $40. So to get it delivered that day, I paid for a courier. So the lawyer, Joyce's lawyer, says, I can't understand this deposition or this argument. There's a spelling error. It should, in the word if, if was spelt is. How, I don't know. It was. So there was one spelling error. So the lawyer sent it back to my lawyer. My lawyer then proofread it and charged me $200 for the hour it took him to proofread it to see if there was a spelling error or see that the spelling error existed. His secretary then therefore rewrote it, and they sent it back at another $40 for the courier. Then, when it went back, there should have been a comma in a sentence, and they sent it back again. So this is how lawyers charge you for stuff, that really insignificant stuff. Now, has that happened all over the world? I would imagine. So when it finally got time for the judge to read it, we had to go to court. And each time we appeared in court was $250. But my lawyer had to go to court for 4 cases the same day. Mine and 3 others. He charged each person $250 for an appearance in court. I said to him, why are you charging me $250? It takes 7 minutes to get to the courtroom, and you're charging 4 people $250. He goes, yeah, I'm giving you a discount. I said, well, let me just explain this to you. Let me explain it to you so you understand it. You told me it was going to cost $3,000 and take 2 months. We're into this for almost a year now. So anything over $3,000, you eat it. You eat it, okay? I don't care how much it costs. You could put $1 million on the bill. You get it from her when we win the case. We're going to win the case, right? Oh, yes. Guaranteed. And I recorded the conversation that we are guaranteed to win the case, or you only pay $3,000. I recorded it. It was an illegal recording. I assure you it was illegal in the state of Florida to record somebody without their knowledge. The case goes on. The paperwork was rejected by the judge. We had to go, that was $250 for that day. He goes, well, we're going to have to rewrite the argument. Knock yourself out. At this point, I know where this is going. Meanwhile, I'm living in the house. I'm okay. I'm not giving him any more money. So the case is going to be another argument. So he writes up another argument, maybe 5 or 6 pages, and charges me $5,000 for the argument. So now we have 5 and 6, 5, that's 11,500. $3,000 for the initial case, 9,500. And a couple of $1,000 in between for court appearances and fees. We're up to about 11,000 US dollars. So he writes up another argument. We go to court, another $250, and the judge rejects the argument. He goes, Sir, Mr. Cullen, his name was Russell Cullen. He's dead, by the way. This argument is well written, but it's argument, it's not law. We need law. You'll have to go through the Nexus Lexus program and find us a law that says when the posts, the geodesic survey markers that are put in by the state or the government, when there's a dispute as to which one is right or wrong, the one on the west or the one on the east or the one on the north or the one on the south, which one takes precedent? Who was there first? Why was the mistake made? So now he wants to sue the government. I said, knock yourself out. Then he realizes he can't do that, but he had charged me another $2,000 for investigating to sue the government. So now we're up to $14,000. And he wants a skylight put in his kitchen, which I would normally charge for that job about $8,000. Electric skylight, new ceiling, angled bevel to the window, and so on and so forth. And what I did was I put the skylight in, and he took off half the price, about $4,000 off of the $14,000. So now I owe him $10,000 only. It only took about a week to do the job. Not a big deal. So the case goes on for another 4 more years, 7 years altogether. And we went back and forth to court. And each time we went to court, he built up the price. Well, the bottom line at the end of the day was the lawyer's fees was 28,000 US dollars, of which I had given him 10. And the judge said, after 7 years, Mr. Cullen, this case is not going to be won or lost in this courtroom. We're going to have to go to trial. So now I'm saying to him, I'm in the courtroom. I said, you said we were going to, he goes, we have to talk privately. We have to talk privately. So we went into the judge's office, his office, and there's a private room where people can talk privately, no recording devices allowed. And we went in there, and he said, I said, what does this mean? He goes, now it's going to get real expensive. I said, what do you mean it's going to get? He goes, you need to write me out a check right now, today, for $100,000 as a deposit to bring you to court, to defend you in a courtroom. Otherwise, I'm going to walk away from the case. No, it didn't work out too well for him, but I said to him, what you need to do is give me back the money that you took from me, and I won't go to the Florida Bar Association with this case because you have defrauded me from the very beginning. And I've already been in touch with the Florida Bar Association. I will go to the Florida Bar Association. They're well aware of this case. And they say you have 5 similar cases pending against you. So he said, you can't. I said, I can do that. I've already spoken with the head of the Florida Bar Association. He's on board with this. All I need to do is call him up, get him on the phone, and tell him to proceed with what I sent him already. So I call up the Florida Bar Association. This is in America now. And the boss of all lawyers in all of Florida. He said, Mike, give me 30 minutes. I'll call you back. And then I'll tell you what happens. Don't worry. So he calls me back in 30 minutes. He goes, tomorrow you're going to go to Mr. Cullen's office, he's going to have a release of all fiduciary responsibility for you. It's going to take him 4 days to give you a copy of the entire case, and we're going to wash the money slate clean at $10,000 that you gave him. And then he's going to relinquish his lawyer's responsibility that you can hire any lawyer you want. That's in America. So this guy played me, and the other lawyer played the client Joyce, and the judge played us both for 7 years. It's a game. It's a game to these people. But here is the thing that I want to tell you. This was the point I started for this conversation. Around the 6 or 7 month mark, Russell came to me and said, Michael, we can squash this case in one more court appearance if you give me, Russell Cullen, $50,000 US, and I will take care of the judge. And I said, well, how are you going to do that? That's bribery. He goes, no. We have a way to do that and make it perfectly legal. I will go play golf with the judge, and I'll bet him $50,000 for the first hole. Who gets the least amount of strokes to get it in the hole wins the $50,000. And then as a bet, I will give him the $50,000 and you'll be scot-free. I said, I'll tell you what, you make that happen, and then we'll talk about the $50,000. I'm not giving you $50,000. It'd be a lot cheaper to do. I have other things. I want to buy a backhoe and a bobcat and a truck. I got other things to do with that money. This is how they do it to you. So, did my brother from another mother, did his lawyer make a mistake? Very possible that happened, because they make a lot of mistakes. My lawyer in America, who's 10 times better than any lawyer that you're ever going to get here in the Philippines, in real life, he made so many mistakes. Scrivener's error that cost me $500 twice. Hold on now, Freebird. Good morning, Michael, and you all. Louis Pagan Ponce, Philippines. No, I have something to do at noon, Philippines, Frank. I have something to do at noon. I have an appointment. So I've already discussed that with you, but thanks for the offer. Louis Pagan Ponce. Oh yeah, 180 degrees? I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I've had. How is that? How's that camera angle? Is that better? Yeah, I couldn't get it to flip before. Thank you, Louis. Freebird. Good morning, Michael, and all. Thank you. About $1 million today or more. Now it's right. Thank you, Scott. How many million would that property be worth today? Well, when I gave the property back to the mortgage company, I had owed them close to $400,000 on the mortgage, because I refinanced the house about 3 years before that to buy the boat and the car, and about 3 or 4 years before I gave it back to them, maybe in 2006, I bought 2 more properties in the Florida Keys. I had refinanced it once in 2003, when the first time it was available to be refinanced. I bought the boat and the car, the yacht, the SR3311 Formula Thunderbird, and the Cobra Mustang, and I bought a Bobcat and a truck, and I bought a drill rig and a trenching machine and a backhoe trailer, a dump truck. That was in 2003. But in 2005, I think, I refinanced it again to buy 2 more pieces of property in the Florida Keys, because property was going up $1,000 a month on every property in the Keys. So now I had 3 properties, But I owed the mortgage company at that time with my new finance. I owed them about 400,000 and change. And then when the economy crashed, I had money that I had saved from my business, from the equipment. I had a good tree service and excavation business. I had money saved. I had paid my mortgage on time every day up till 2010, even though the economy crashed in 2009. But my mortgages were altogether, the three mortgages with the insurances for the three mortgages was about $7,700. That included $1,700 for wind insurance a year, $1,700 for flood insurance, and $7,000 a year for hurricane insurance. And then I had my mortgage was $3,280 for the house. And then my other two mortgages were partnered with two other properties with two other partners. My mortgages came to about $7,700 a month. So for 12 months, from 2009 to 2010, I paid $7,700 on time. But then in 2010, I said, the economy's never going to pick up. I've talked to a lot of people, so I just stopped paying the mortgage. And then they said to me, well, you're going to lose the house. I said, okay, I want to move to the Philippines. Let's do this paperwork. I will relinquish the house to the mortgage company 100%. You relinquish my fiduciary responsibility 100%, and I'll walk away from the house. And the mortgage company, I'm talking to a guy on the phone. He's going, you can't do that. Come to Miami. So I go to Miami, and he goes, look, we don't want you to leave the house. I said, well, I can't pay the mortgage, and you're going to throw me out. He goes, we will not throw you out. You can stay in the house until the housing bubble crisis is over. Free. You just pay for the water and the electric. You can keep your equipment on the property because there was a penalty against my equipment being on the property. And at the end of the day, we will give you a paper saying we will be held responsible for the civil penalties and fines for your equipment, and we will relinquish all fiduciary responsibility against you, and it will not go against your credit as best as we can make that happen. I said, okay. But then in 2012, I said, this is never going to end. Never going to end. So I gave them, I said, no, I want out. So Steve, the real estate agent, who I did a lot of work for, this real estate agent, and his wife, wonderful couple. They had a real estate office. I said to Steve, you handle the transaction. I'll remove the equipment from the property. I'll remove the dock. I'll remove everything that you don't want on the property, the shed, whatever you don't want, I'll do it. But you pay me $10,000 to do that. Otherwise, you can come in and clean it up yourself and just let me go. I want to move to the Philippines. So he did. He worked out a deal with the mortgage company to pay me $10,000 to clean up the property. That meant air conditioners out of the sleeves, refrigerators, stoves, microwave ovens, furniture, piano, the shed in the back of the house, the floating dock behind the house, the davits. They wanted all that stuff gone. So how much was the house worth at that time? Resale value of the house, it sold for $365 on the auction block in Key West. How much is the house worth now? At the time I took out the second refi in 2005, the house had a value of $1.2 to $1.3 million. That was my mistake. I should have took that money and moved to the Philippines at that time. I would have walked away with $800,000. But I thought the housing crisis, I never saw the housing crisis, and I invested in 2 more properties, and then the property was worth When I gave the house back to the mortgage company, I had the option to buy the house from the mortgage company after I defaulted on the loan for $220,000 cash. They gave me first option on the auction block to buy the house back. That was part of my agreement. And I said, I don't want to do that. I want to move to the Philippines. This is nonsense. I just lost $150,000 in deposits and mortgages on my other two properties. And we don't know when this housing crisis is going to end. There's no work. 2009, 10, 11, and 12, there was no work. I was doing jobs just to pay for the fuel and a few dollars for myself. What is the house worth now? I don't know. Oh, probably closer to $1 million. The guy bought it for $365,000, but you got to remember the house was disheveled. It was in disarray. There was a water leak in the wall in the bathroom upstairs. The whole tile wall fell off the wall. Plus, the tile was from 1970. So it was already 40 years old. It needed a new bathroom. There was the downstairs bathroom I hadn't used in 5 years. It had mold and mildew all over everything. The cabinets downstairs were nice. The tile floor was downstairs was nice, but the back of the house had a leak in the whole back of the house where there was wood, where they put in an illegal bathroom. That all had to be taken out. So there was a lot of stuff wrong with the house. The roof was concrete, so it was in good condition. So the guy bought it on the auction block, $365,000 cash money, no mortgage, cash. So that would be the equivalent of paying more than $500,000 or $750,000 for a house. I don't know what it's worth now. The address is 31 North Channel Drive, Key Largo. I'll repeat it. 33037. 31 North Channel Drive, 33037. So you could look that up on, On-time backhoe, on-time mortgage. I paid the mortgage on time until I realized they were not going to bring the economy back. And my business, I was lucky to make $20,000 a year for 2009, 10, 11, and 12, which paid my bills, and I still put money in the bank. Well, in the box. I put money in the box. There was no bank. The box that you saw, in fact. Scott Del Fuego. I missed the fedora of fortune. I could do the fedora. I could do the fedora. You think that I was a real estate mogul in the Florida Keys. I had three properties. 31 North Channel Drive. We had a property in Plantation Key, right on the water. Beautiful. In a cul-de-sac, a beautiful property. And we've paid $20,000 to the architect and the marine contractor for plans to put in a deck and dock system. So not only did I lose I think it was $30,000 deposit and $1,100 a month for 3 years, and plus we paid for the docket fees and taxes on the property, and we paid for the architect $20,000 plus dollars. So I lost and on those two properties that I bought, besides, I lost $200,000 cash money out of my pocket, $200,000 cash on those two properties. My partners took the property over, and they, by 2013, lost the property. They gave up the property, and both of my partners were pharmacists, and both of them lost their houses. So we all lost $1 million cash money investment over the course of the 12 years they owned the house and 9 years I owned the house. I lost $1 million in the Florida Keys. How much is it worth now? You'd have to look it up online. 31 North Channel Drive, Key Largo, Florida, 33037. The dark secrets inside the Bohemian Grove. Okay, so the fedora of fortune. I got the fedora. The fedora is never far away. May I ask? No, you may not, because I don't know you. And I've already explained this to you people several times. Stephen, best you leave. Why are you asking me personal questions if I don't know who you are? Why are you doing that? Why? May I ask who you are? May I ask to see a copy of your driver's license and your passport? May I ask that? May I ask that? I want a copy of your driver's license and I want a copy of your passport. And then I want to see you make a video showing the driver's license, and then you could ask me personal questions. I've already asked, and that question's already been asked and answered many times before. Louis Pagan Punch, not sure you want to ask that. That's right. Well, you can ask it. You're welcome to ask the question, but I want to see your driver's license and your passport in a video with your face in the video. And then you can ask me personal questions, because then I'll know who I'm talking to. How's that for an answer? Captain Crunch. What's up, big, solid, straight Caucasian? Not much. What I'm doing here is clarifying some stuff. Now we're going to get on to Berry, B-E-R-R-Y, Berry. Berry B, be gone off YouTube, please. Or learn how to tell the truth. So that's my second topic for the day. So what we got here is a failure to communicate, because we have a guy. Now I'm being serious. There's a guy on YouTube who is known as Berry, B-E-R-R-Y, Berry B, B-E-E, and I'm going to call him Berry B, be gone, who has an IQ. I would not say his IQ is 85. I would not say it's 85. I would say it's below 85. He needs a course in remedial English, and he needs how to learn to tell the truth, because what he is doing by stating in his video, I never said anything about moi. I never said anything bad about moi's girlfriend. I never said anything that would make moi mad, although I have the recordings. So what was said is that I have a nipple, neck, private part, many times, hundreds of times. What was said is that Berry B, be gone, thinks it's okay. He thinks it's okay to admonish criminals, known criminals, for doing things like stacking people's houses, coming up against my window here and recording my conversations with Jack Thompson. That's illegal. And he also thinks it's okay if any foreigner attacks any other foreigner, but not if it's him. So this is why I'm doing this video today, to clarify that. If it's okay for any foreigner to attack any other foreigner, according to you, and you would fight anybody except if they were 100 pounds more than you and taller, you wouldn't fight that person. But it's okay for you not to be a coward under those conditions. But me, when I had a problem and I had proof that the problem happened and existed, I'm a coward? No, there are several reasons why I didn't get involved any further than making a video of the event. So Berry B, you're a bum. You're a scammer, in my opinion, and you are an e-beggar at the zenith of e-begging. Now I understand you want to get married and you want $400 for a wedding ring. You're not done in court yet. You're not done in court yet. I have it on good faith. Good faith. Now then I'll go into why I'm doing this to you personally, why I'm doing it to you. Because you can't keep my name out of your mouth. I'm not going to talk about Fazio. I'm never going to talk about that old man. He's a nice enough guy, but what he did, and then you go on and on for an hour, rambling when you're drunk, stating stuff that's not true, letting people, but you more so you let people talk about myself and Daisy May on your channel. I asked you not to do that, and you say you can't control the commenters. Well, I can't control what's going on YouTube. If you want to be a complete moron, if you want to be a complete fraud, an e-beggar, and that's how you make your money with drama, hey, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. You keep my name off your channel, period. Keep it off my channel. Keep it out of your rotten mouth. Keep it out of the comment section from people like that worthless Mick, Mike, whatever the hell that guy's name is. Yeah, Fazio's got a rotten leg. They got it stuffed and hanging on his wall. Yeah, Fazio's girlfriend was seen with a guy on a dating site. Yeah, you keep my name off your channel. That's the best thing to do. Keep my name off your channel. Keep my friend Daisy May, girlfriend, friend, whatever you want to call it, keep her name off your channel. Block people that bring it up, or just say you can't say that on your channel. You have that ability. But your problem is you make money from drama. That's the only way you can make money. You have no content. Let's get this straight, dude. You have no content. Nothing. Zero. Your worthless blogs that you went and stood next to a body of water. You have no content. You have no content worth paying for. The people that give you money are people with no honor whatsoever. They have no moral turpitude and they have no honor. And they give you money for two reasons. One, they want to see the drama continue. It's a free show for them. You got that piece of worthless blogging content, Steve, 92001. He leaves 1,000 comments a month on your page. He's never given you $1. And you answer every question. You had a guy on there last night named Philippine something. I'll get to that in a minute, Scott. Thank you. You had a guy, he must have, I'm not a troll. No, I'm a friend of yours. I'm a subscriber. Every single comment. He was trolling you, you moron. He left 17 comments in 5 minutes, and you answered every one. He was a troll. Block those people. But you don't have to block them. But what you do have to do is take my name, put it in your head, and get it off your channel. Stop mentioning my name, my girlfriend's name. Stop mentioning my channel. Stop mentioning whether or not I'm going to build a hotel. I backed you up once before. Then I backed you up again. And then I backed you up yesterday. I said, you and your big mouth said that I don't have plans for a hotel. I don't have permits for a hotel. And I can't work in the Philippines. And I backed you into a corner. You backed down like the cowardly dog blog that you are. When I said to you, look, you think I'm kidding with you. You think this is a joke, right? You bring the motorcycle and the registration and the person who owns the motorcycle to the hall. You bring it here with the owner of the motorcycle. We go to the police station. I confirm that it's somebody's motorcycle, and they're willing to sign it over to me if I have plans and permits. I backed you into a corner. So for a $1,500 motorcycle or a $1,700 motorcycle, I said, I'll give you $5,000 if I don't have plans and permits. And I backed you down like the dog channel that you are. You're a worthless blogger. You have no content. You said, I got the money for the lawyer to fight anybody. You didn't have any money. You had to defer to the donations on your channel from pieces of crap all over the universe that gave you money. Every person that gave you money is a piece of garbage, in my opinion. Every one of them, bar none. I don't talk to any of them anymore. And I have no plans on talking to any of them anymore. I don't care. No one should have ever backed you up. You should have, if you wanted donations from your subscriber, you should have sold your motorcycle to pay the lawyer. That's my opinion. All right, let's get to the comments. I don't care what he thinks. I'm never going to care, and I never cared. Now you got my attention. That's right. You keep running that filthy, disgusting mouth of yours on your channel, and I'm going to continue to talk about the truth. Nobody ever gave me $1 to build my hotel. And because of garbage like you, spouting lies, people are questionable whether or not I'm ever going to build it. You have no right to say I don't have plans or permits. I do. But when I backed you down like the dog show that you are, you backed down. You didn't wager me the lousy $1,700 motorcycle against $5,000 cash. Where is your spine, you little spineless creature? Where is your spine? Where is your gumption to back up what you said is the truth? Where is it? Come to Bahal with the registration and the owner and their proof, whatever ID they need. Come to Bahal with the proof of ownership of the motorcycle, and I'll plop $5,000 in trinkets and cash down on the table. You take it if I don't have plans and permits. You keep running your mouth. What you are is a liar. Your idea of earning money is to belittle and berate other people. That's the only way you can make a living, because you have no content. Look at the video I just posted, Irving Scrap Metal. Those are my friends from childhood. You have none of that. You don't even have a picture of you at the Flipper Waffle place. You don't even have a picture of that. You don't even have a picture of anything you've ever done. The car that you say you own, 7 years it's been sitting in a driveway. The battery's dead. The block is probably froze up from just rust. You don't even own it, and you had to pay somebody to send you money. You had to sign the registration over. That's all besides the point. Keep my name off your channel. Tell your commenters they can't comment about me on the channel, because this is going to go on. And eventually what's going to happen is that my brother from another mother, I believe him that his lawyer screwed up, because lawyers make a lot of mistakes. I believe him that there's going to be another paperwork. And you saying, I'm not going to take it, I'm not going to deal with it. You're going to deal with it. And I tried to tell you what it's like in the courtroom, you moron. You don't get to talk. I've been in court 11 times. I got to talk to the judge Monday morning at about 10:30. I was allowed to say about 15. The judge asked me a direct question. He had a problem understanding something. And I gave him the answer to his query. Question. Query, by the way, query means question. I gave him the answer. And he said, that's acceptable. So my answer was correct, because it was truthful. You have no honor. You have no moral turpitude. You have no content. You have no right to critique me or my girlfriend Daisy May or anybody else. You did what was said that you done. Don't make me do things I don't really want to do. Okay? Keep my name off your channel. Don't let people talk about me. Like you said, I'm not going to talk about him, and then you talked about me. Don't let it happen. Don't let people insinuate threats against me. I don't let that happen on my show to you. Don't let my name come out of your rotten mouth. Don't let my girlfriend's name come out of your rotten mouth. Don't let people insinuate threats on your channel. Don't let them lie about me. Don't let them put the name Fazio in the comment. Otherwise, I'm telling you right now, this is not legally, this is not going to turn out well for you. You are going to have to get more money. I do believe my brother from another mother, his lawyer made a mistake. I do believe it. I've seen lawyers make mistakes in California. I was there in a court case for something else altogether, for a smart and final issue. I was in Michigan, in the court system in Michigan, for a little bit of a land dispute that I owned land, and there was a border property. There was a border issue on my boundaries, and we got that straightened out in 2 hours. But I've seen lawyers make mistakes. I believe his lawyer made a mistake, and that it's going to come at you again. So you're going to have to, if you want to e-beg for something, e-beg for money for another case. But e-begging for jewelry, don't you ever stop e-begging? Does it ever end with you? A bottle, Oreos, food. What, does it ever stop with you? It doesn't ever stop with you. That's because you're an e-beggar. You were born to e-beg. But at least beg for something that I would start begging for another case, another 60,000 pesos. That's what I would start e-begging for. I would start e-begging for another case, because you got one coming. Now, let me go back to the comments. You got one coming. There's no doubt about that. Hey, Mike, says Lewis, I want to buy my girlfriend an engagement/wedding ring. I know I deserve it because I'm a stand-up guy. Send me $400. What? Lewis is making fun of you. Barry B, be gone. He's making fun of you, you moron. You're not even done yet. You haven't even started. You haven't even begun. Listen, moron. You say you have a case? Okay. You say the case. You said 2 days ago that you don't have to worry about anything because you've been saving your super chats and your e-begging funds in case that you have to go into a box. You said that. In case they put you in a box, you said, I have it covered. I've been putting that money to the side. And then just yesterday you said you didn't have money for a bottle. Well, which is it? I know which it is. I know you've been socking it away. Socking it away for that one. But nobody's going to give you a lot more money. I can't see anybody giving you thousands again. But now it's for what? How many times have you been given money where you burnt up the money doing something else? Disappeared once for 3 weeks, and somehow in those 3 weeks you lost 50 pounds of weight. What were you doing for 3 weeks that you lost 50 pounds of weight? What were you doing? Did you smoke too many cigarettes and you lost your appetite? Nobody loses 50 pounds of weight in 3 weeks, dude. Not legally. So let's go back to the comments. Yeah, Lewis, all right. You guys send me, now if you guys send me $5,000 for me, $5,000 for my brother for another mother. You want to, and let me answer your question, you freaking idiot. You want to know why I decided to not go against my brother from another mother? I'll tell you why. Because for 3 years, you people have been getting a free show. I'm paying out of my time, my pocket, my money for all this nonsense. He's paying for it. It's got to stop. So I decided back in November to stop it. He agrees. So we stop. It won't be the worst thing in the world. But because you people, you freaking worthless trolls like Steve, I hope that the things I hope for you, that you've 1,000 comments a month, you worthless blogger. Worthless comments. You know exactly what's going on, and what's going on? You have to come on. So what did I miss? You're a moron. You just waste this time. Steve is a troll. Mix is a troll. A lot of them are trolls, dude. But you want to know why? Because I don't want to continue to pay lawyers, neither does he, for frivolous lawsuits. We both have a same objective. Stop paying lawyers large sums of money. But you can't let it go. He gave you the opportunity to let it go, and you couldn't let it go. You couldn't let it go. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to... You said it. I seen it. I heard it. You did this to yourself, dude. But my suggestion was to stop a year ago. Nobody listened to me. And now you're in the deep end of the pool here. I don't believe anybody's going to back you up on another case. And if they do, that's just plain stupid. Because you're going to lose at the end of the day. And this is why people keep saying, you took his side, he lost the case. No, he didn't lose the case. And what I said from the get-go is if he has the recordings done properly with the 6 prerequisites for a video to be used in a courtroom legally, if he has that, you're gonna lose. Even if whatever you have on him, you're gonna lose. He's gonna be maybe fined for civil penalties, maybe not, probably will, but we don't know. But you are going to get criminal penalties. You said things that are criminal, okay? You said them. People heard them. If the recording was recorded properly, this is what I said from the beginning, if the recording was recorded properly, you have no avenue to escape. And that goes vice versa for you and him. If you recorded, but let me tell you something. The law says you are not allowed third-party videos. So if your videos are third-party, if your videos have no face, if your videos came from someplace else, from a third-party channel, can't use them. Doesn't matter. His face is in there. Doesn't matter. I went through this. And as far as this is why you need remedial English, because you're an idiot. On a level of IQ, 85 is giving you the benefit of the doubt. It says the case was dismissed without prejudice. You should have just left it at that and not said a word. Because now you're going to look like an idiot if he does come up with the proper proof. If it's dismissed without prejudice, you can go back to court. And I believe that you are going to have to file against the new complaint. I don't know if his lawyer is going to charge him or not. I'm not his lawyer. If the lawyer truly made the mistake, and they make a lot of mistakes, believe me, I wish I could tell you how many mistakes were made here in the Philippines, but I can't. They make a lot of mistakes. If his lawyer made a mistake and not all the information was given, he's going to file another case, and your lawyer's going to have to pay for that. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. My lawyer, I had to get a copy of something. I had given him more money than you have made in the last year. Honest wages. Okay? First of all, you're milking the system. We all know that. But that's besides the point. I gave my lawyer more money than you made in the last year, in the last month or so. And I had to get a piece of paper copied. A little piece of paper, I could show you the paper. I don't know where I put it. I put it over here. Here it is. I had to get this paper copied. He charged me 16 pesos to copy what's on the other side of this paper. 16 pesos. I said to him, I just gave you how many thousands? Yes, sir. 16 pesos. They don't give you anything for free. Now, if he got the case refiled for free, then his lawyer truly did make a mistake. I don't know if that's happening, but no matter what, when he refiles, your lawyer has to refile against him, and your lawyer's not going to do it for free. This is your fault. This is your fault. CFW told you to shut up a year ago. His wife told you to shut up. I told you to shut up. You don't listen. Dismissed without prejudice means you can refile. You don't listen, dude, but you better get it straight in your head that we want you to stop letting people lie on your channel. Now, could I go further and more in-depth? Yes, I could, but I'm involved with a lawsuit that I really can't say exactly what's on my mind. Otherwise, I might incriminate myself in a different way by some lawyer using something that I said. What I'm telling you is stay off my case. I will never mention your name again on my channel. I'd be happy to do that, but it has to be reciprocal. If you want us to go on, we'll do it every day. It's up to you. The ball's in your court. And do you have what it takes to go toe-to-toe legally with me? Remember, that's a possibility. Just remember, I'm telling you, I'm asking you nicely to stop mentioning my name, period. Don't let it come out of your rotten mouth. Don't let it be said on your channel. Don't let that old salt dog guy talk about me. Don't let anybody talk about me at all. Don't let them lie about me. Don't let them give me don't let them say anything about me, and then we will stop. You have other things to worry about, dude, and this is all your fault. You had the opportunity to end this a year and a half ago with your big mouth, and you didn't do anything about it. That's your fault that this is happening to you now. Don't blame me, and stop letting people say I'm siding with the devil. What the two of us decided to do was to just stop paying lawyers. Pretty much, that's enough reason to stop going at each other's throat. Boston Dave, you were blocked on his channel for just saying that somebody had a case against him. Thanks for stopping by. Plus, Louis Pagan Pounce. Hey, Mike, I want to buy my girlfriend an engagement/wedding ring. I know I deserve it because I'm a stand-up. And that's another thing. You're not a stand-up guy. You're a liar. You're a thief, in my opinion. You're an e-beggar. Nobody I know would ever have you as a friend. I said it before, I'll say it again. Nobody that looks like you could I be friends with. Nobody that smokes as much as you smoke, I could be friends with. I don't associate with alcoholics. I don't associate with people that are chain smokers. Ever. My whole life. Even that I smoked for some portion of my life, I never smoked in front of my mother and father. Never saw me smoke a cigarette in my whole life. My friends never saw me smoke a cigarette. I didn't smoke in my house. I didn't smoke on the job. I never smoked a cigarette in my life before 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I never smoked a cigarette before 5 o'clock. At 5:01, I said, oh, who's got a cigarette? On the barge, on my job site. But in person, up close and private in my house, my family, nobody ever saw me smoke a cigarette. And then like a year, 2 years, 3 years, they never saw, they'd say, wow, you're smoking a cigarette. Yeah, I smoke. Well, I never knew that. And I said, well, I don't smoke in front of my friends or my family. So I have control over my smoking habit. You have no control. Dude, you're disgusting. The cigarette smoke is disgusting. Moving on. And Lewis also says, plus I need some new teeth. That's $500 for new teeth, Lewis. $500. And he's been given that at least twice. Freebird. They are there to see a train wreck. That's going to happen. So the drama is why people go to watch you. But without people like me, what you need to do, you really need to, I am telling you, you're not listening. You didn't listen to me a year and a half ago, and look where you are now. I am telling you to stop mentioning me on your channel. Keep my name off the chat. Don't let people talk about me, and I won't let them talk about you either. I will not let people talk about you. But if you want to go tit for tat, that's your choice. It's your choice. You make the choice. Brian King. The waffle flipper is delusional. He is. He is delusional. He'll say that he's never going to build a hotel. He never built a hotel. He doesn't have plans. He never did any work. I have tens of thousands of dollars in work done, buried under the ground. Footings dug out of solid coral, 6 foot deep, 6 foot by 6 foot pads, 6 foot deep. I have water and sewerage tank, 17 feet wide and 23 feet long. It's all dug out of solid coral, and then I backfilled it. It's all done. I have one more pad to dig out, and it's half dug, and I have a quarter of a pad to dig out under the container, and then it's all done. Then I go to the footings. But when you, who have no understanding of construction, we had a lockdown for 2.5 years, we had Cyclone Odette, and you make it like none of that happened. I got sick, my leg, I wasn't even able to walk on my leg almost for 1.5 years. You forget all of that because you're a bum. Because you want the drama. I'll give you drama. I promise I'll give you drama that you don't want. I will personally pay for another case if I have to, if you persist on this folly of yours. If you don't think that I can back up what I say, keep running your mouth, and then down the line, if it becomes necessary, you're going to have another case against you. That's not a threat. That's a promise. You need to shut your filthy, disgusting, stanky mouth. Freaking bum that you are. A guy with no accomplishments in his life, and you're ridiculing me? You don't back up anything you say. You can't back up anything you say. And then you have people on your channel that threaten me? That's not going to work out well for you at the end of the day. It's all been recorded. Lewis, keep my girl's name out of your mouth. Yeah, that's another thing. You don't want people talking about your girl, but you talk about his girl. That's the duplistic nature of a guy with a freaking IQ of less than 85. The only gumption he has are his gums. Man, that I tell you, I had a friend of mine that met you up close and personal. He said that you are hard to look at. To be face to face with you, 2 or 3 feet away, the stench, your breath, and the fact of what you actually look like up close. He said you're hard to look at. Not a sex pat hunter. Whoa. Sex pat hunter. Okay. Sex pat hunter, welcome to the machine. 99% of those that watch him do so as he is such a fool. And of course, see now, Sex Pat Hunter is right. they're watching you make a fool out of yourself. But do it someplace else. Keep my name out of your mouth, because then I have your trolls repeating stuff that he's never going to build a... I don't need them talking about whether or not I'm going to build a hotel. I could make a wager for you directly. I could make a wager. I will put $5,000 in your hand if I don't build a hotel or don't get it started. Don't expect it to happen for the next 6 months. I have something else that's in the works right now. But when I do start building again, let's say I put one footing in. You lose the bet, because the footing is going to be for a 4-story hotel. You lose the bet, and you got to get on your knees and come here and take care of something. Okay? How's that sound to you? I'm almost reluctant to ask you that question, because I'm afraid I would get a yes. Dude, you need to keep my name off your channel, out of your comment section, out of your mouth. You really need to do that. What you're doing is you're digging. Listen, I put it in my notice. You, by denying that you ever said anything bad about me, when you admonished a person that came to my house and recorded a conversation illegally, when you laughed when I was attacked from behind, viciously attacked, you laughed. You are promoting criminal activities. You think I care about you? No, I don't really care that much about you. You're promoting criminal activities. And you think that's okay. It's not okay. Dude, you're gonna find out when somebody releases the information as to where you live the hard way. You'll have to move again. Not because of me, because I don't really care. If it comes down to that, I'll just put $10,000 that you can't prove I don't have plans. I'll raise it to as much money as necessary that I have plans and permits against your lousy motorcycle, and I'll take your lousy ride away from you. I'll wager whatever you want against your motorcycle, but it has to be with the owner on the registration, with the title and the tag and everything there. Come to the hall, and whatever it is that you want to wager, I'll wager. Believe me, I can back it up. Moron. Sex Pat Hunter is in the house. Wait, let's give Sex Pat Hunter. Let's give him a... Sex Pat Hunter. He is the knowledge man today. Sex Pat Hunter. He's here to stay. 99%, says Sex Pat Hunter, of those that watch him do so as he is such a fool and an embarrassment. There you go. Took the words right out of my mouth. They pretend to be friendly, even possibly don't wish harm, but he has a disaster. 99% will laugh and move on. So, and Sex Pat Hunter, would you agree that by him denying, he denies categorically that he ever said anything bad about me or Daisy? Let me explain this to you, Barry B. Be Gone. That is, quote unquote, the definition of a malignant narcissist. Someone that will never admit that they did anything wrong. You, Barry B's Be Gone, are now quoting, I never did anything to him. I never said anything. That's malignant narcissist talk, dude. It doesn't really have much to do with the case, but that's what it is. By you denying, I never said this, I never threatened anybody. Malignant narcissist talk. It's not true. Well, now, whether it's provable or not, that's not the point. We know what's true. What's provable is something else. But what you're saying is malignant narcissist quotes. I never did anything. I never said anything. I never did that. He's lying. You have become the person you hate most, the malignant narcissist. Louis Pagan Pants, the waffle flipper. Well, here we go. The waffle flipper's car is in a cornfield somewhere acting as a vermin residence. He may have to join the vermin soon. Yeah, your car. You think someone took care of your car for 7 years, you moron? Even if they used it. So now it's been used for 7 years. It's totally worthless. It's a piece of junk. Human-sourced ribeyes. Oh, my God. Boston Dave. The waffle flipper loves eBegging. It's his life. It's his life. Like, well, you want to talk about... Watch this. I'm gonna malignant narcissist. Berries, bees, gone. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Berries be gone. YouTube is my life. E-begging is my life. I e-beg. E-E-E-E-E-B-E-E-E-G-G-G. I-I-I-N-N-N-G. E-begging is my life. E-E-B-B-B-G-I-N-N-I-N-G. E-begging is my life. E-begging is my life. E-begging is my life. E-begging is my life. That's a song to the new and upcoming malignant narcissist on YouTube. My God, you have one strange way of living your life. Why don't you show us? Did you see the Irving scrap metal video I put out? Those guys have been my friends since I was about 7 or 8 years old. Do you have friends? I've never seen a picture of any of your friends. And the videos that I have of those guys, of what we did almost immediately after that, when we left Irving Scrap Metal, I can't even post it on YouTube. The things we did and said, not even allowed to be posted on YouTube. You have no idea what it was like growing up in New York. You're a mud puddler. I don't know if that's a word. Mud puddler. Mud man. That's what I was thinking. Mud man. You're a mud man. No, you're not a mud man. That's the... yeah, you're a mud man. It rains a lot in down south, yeah? Mud man. Mud man. Waffling flipper. Jack Thompson's got pink flowers. The waffle dropper. Oh. The junkyard video was awesome, says Jack. See, I talked about that, and then Jack mentioned it. That video, you have Scott, not Jack. There are videos of something that me and those two other guys. There's some... Now, years ago, I would have lost my YouTube channel for what we did in the video. But I ran across the videos. I never published them. You have no idea the stuff, what we were talking about. Go straight away. Lose the channel. Disappear off the... All right, so the man who said Barry is overly cocky is correct. You are, dude. You are. You're overly cocky. And that word cocky, believe it or not, that's a word that narcissists use. When you said I was overly cocky, believing that I'm going to build a hotel, when you said that, you're being overly cocky. You said it. I'm not. It's a word. You are being by making up false rumors and lies. You are being overly. You are going down. My brother from another mother, man. If you guys want to see us go back at it, I'm good with that. I'm good. He's good with it too. Will you give us both $5,000? We'll go hire a lawyer next week, and we'll go at it. And we'll even videotape us in front of the courthouse. And we'll do like the lawyers do. We'll sit out there and shoot the breeze, maybe have an orange juice or an apple juice or something like that behind the courthouse. They got a place where you could buy drinks, and then we'll laugh at you people for giving us... When you're ready to pay for my lawyer's bills and his lawyer's bills and his lawyer's fees, when you're ready to pay that, when you're ready to pay it, just let us know. Give us the money and we'll go back at it. Just let us know. You got trolls like, you got trolls all over your channel, you moron. Hit that thumbs up. Oh, yeah, I don't even remember. Yeah, I didn't even push. I pushed it. Hit the thumbs up if you want to hit the thumbs up. Hey, Michael, I'm only part-time whiskey drinker. That's right. Jack doesn't drink that much anymore. Or less. Louis Paganpants. Barry's mentality is an exploiter's exploiting. Yes, sir. Good word. He's a user. Yes, sir. A user and an abuser. You've used every single woman that you've gone out with. You've used, in my opinion, you have no idea how I feel about you. Nobody, you have come to be, in my regard, the lowest YouTuber on YouTube, in my regards. Someone who takes advantage of other people or things for their own gain. Being an exploiter is selfish, unethical, and outright low class. Everything that Lewis said, we put on the berries be gone. You are a worthless blogger. You are an e-beggar. You did not make the money. You did not have the money to pay the lawyer. You begged for it. Begged, borrowed, and steal. And when you thought you were in the clear, now you want to get married. You're an idiot. Listen, I said it yesterday. What don't you understand, you moron? You have to give the court your passport in order to file a case. In order to get, I forgot the name of it. When you go to the public building and you want to get married, fedora, not a fedora. You have to fill out a form. You need to bring your passport and your visa. You can't do it without those two things. Oh, show us the visa. Don't show us the visa. I don't care. I don't believe you paid the money. James Marshall Hendricks. Now, there's a name you haven't seen since Warren was still alive. Spring will be here soon, Barry. Make yearly pilgrimage to bathe in Guadalupe River, says James Marshall Hendricks in the chat. So that is, in fact, Warren. In my opinion, nobody else ever used that name except during the time of the Warren era. So he's claiming that somebody named Barry will have to make a pilgrimage to take a bath. Everything I need to know is a young man's that's unavoidable to carry a bundle. Oh, that's true. Everything I need to know is a young man that's unavoidable to carry a bundle of shingles up a 40-foot ladder. That's a Jack Thompson thing. Yeah, you're a useless man, Barry Spigon. You're a useless human being. You can't do anything. You're not capable of any physical work at all. You're a useless human being. You watched a woman do hard labor and never lent her a hand. Oh, my back. If you can write, let me tell you, there was a case, I read it the other day. I don't know if it's true. Guy could play games all day. The judge said to the guy, well, you've been on disability, so what do you do all day? He goes, I play Xbox all day. The judge said, all day? He goes, yeah, all day. He said, if you can sit in a chair and play Xbox, you can work. And took him off the Social Security dole. Bill Loomis, I will find the address by tonight. Well, there's lots of ways to do that, Bill. If he did pay his visa fees, on the back of his visa application, he has to put a map to his house. Not that he would put the right map, but that's one way. It shouldn't be that hard to find him anyway. You don't want to have some Scott. Jack says, real men beat the snot out of a heavy bag. I won't say his name. Scott Del Fuego. Sex Pat Hunter back in the house. Back in the house. Sex Pat Hunter. Sex Pat Hunter, he is here today. He's talking about the e-beggar. Berry bees be gone. By the way, nobody's asked the question, but if you're going to ask the question, do I wear these glasses in the courtroom? I sure do. Because I've broken all my other pairs of glasses. These are the only ones that are still together. They look good, though. They look good. Sex Pat Hunter, you're no prize in my opinion, but of course, he has said bad things about both of you, and Prunk, and your woman. Well, Sex Pat Hunter, we can solve this issue. Show us who you are, Sex Pat Hunter. He's a psychopath that leaves pain and chaos in the wake wherever he is allowed to go. So, you're no prize, in my opinion. And Sex Pat Hunter, you have been all over the internet for 6 years trolling people. So, you're no prize, certainly. Because you don't have what it takes to show your face. So that, I give you, you know, what you say. I want you, Sex Pat Hunter, I want you to make a list right now. Leave Sex Pat Hunter's comment. I want you to make a list who I screwed and what I've done wrong. I want you to make a list, and I'm going to leave it up. Not only am I going to leave it up, I'm going to let you post whatever it is that you want. Say what you want to say. Show people how I have defrauded people. Go ahead. Give us an example and show us how I defrauded people. Show me where I lied about something. Show me. Show me. Show me why. Show me the reason that I am viciously attacked in the comments and in real life. Show me the reason why. Put it up on the screen. We'll let you leave it there. Because you have not any truth behind that statement that I'm no prize either. I just don't like people lying, so I tell the truth. Show me where I have been caught in even one single lie. Show me. Show me. Did I have an ocean racer? Yep. Did I have a boat? Yes. Did I have a car? Yes. Did I have a house? Yes. Did I have a truck? Yes. Did I have a backhoe? Yes. Drill rig? Yes. Trenching machine? Yes. Lawn service / landscaping business? Yes. Excavation company? Yes. Barge? Yes. Tugboat? Yes. 20 men working for me? Yes. Show me where I have defrauded people. Show me. Sex Pat Hunter. Put it on the screen. Have at it. Take 2 or 3 comment sections up. I'll leave it on the screen, and I'll back you down on every one. You can't prove that I have lied about anything that I've ever said on YouTube. Ever. About the hotel, about the plans, about anything. What can you prove? Did I take money for a drone? Yeah. Did I buy a drone? Yes. Did I take money from Warren for a phone and a computer? Yes. I'm using the phone now, and I'm using the computer now. I bought the computer and the phone with the money that Warren gave me. He never gave me any money for a hotel. That's a lie. That Warren gave me money for a hotel is a lie. It's not the truth. Warren gave me money, $2,500, for a phone and a computer. So put it up there, Sex Pat Hunter. I'll let nobody block Sex Pat Hunter. Let him say whatever he wants. And that's right, you rotten mouth little individual. You're gonna pay the price for this one day. I'm gonna have the last laugh on all of this. Keep my friend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, Daisy May, keep her name off your channel. Keep it off the comments. Keep it out of your mouth. Don't even say it. Don't even say, well, he's still with Daisy. Don't mention her name. It's your option. It's your option. But we can do this forever. And eventually, it's going to cost you for another law case. It's going to happen like as soon as they put the what's called the cards. The cards go back. They're not cards, by the way. They're USB. They're USBs. Cards are different. Cards are those little things, USBs. unless you're using cards, and that's pretty much outdated. But either way, it's going to cost you. And there may be another case. He's not going to stop, which is why I said that enough is enough with this. You want us to go back to court? Give us some money. You got some low-class dirtbag all over the internet. You got these low-class dirtbag commenters. They want drama. We'll give them drama. You pay us for the next show, though. You give us money. We both file cases against each other. And we'll both try to put each other in court with what we got. But believe me, if you want to pay for it, I'll do it. Sex Pet Hunters, all right, let's get down there. He's right making comments. Scott, Jack Thompson is one of the green mechanic, fights for his country, eats lightning and craps thunder. Marines don't die, they just flank in advance. Flanking. Don't put other people's names of other people's channels up on my show, please. To, I don't know where that guy is. That's all gone. Thanks. Peter V. Jr. See, I unblocked him because he never really said anything bad about me. It could be, and she's a low class. She is low class, beyond low class, in my opinion. By the way, how did... Hammy Hamster. Oh, the oil leak, I fixed that in about... It was at the knuckle. All I did was take off the hose to the oil filter. I backed off the nut. I took the 90-degree sweep fitting out of there. I put 3 more wraps of Teflon tape on there and put it back in. Never leaked a drop, ever. For 9.5 more years, it never leaked a drop of oil. In fact, on those 2 engines, when I put them together, for 9.5 years, I might have had 300 hours, 350 hours on the engines, because you don't use those engines a lot. I never had not a drop of oil came out of the engine, either engine, ever. Because in the Florida Keys, an oil sheen, just the 1 drop of oil in 50 gallons of water in your bilge, you get like a $1,200 fine for. So you can't have an oil leak in the Florida Keys. Now, you could put soap in there, and that kills the sheen, but I never had an oil leak. When I put an engine back together, I've been lucky. Most of my engines that I put back together, I did not have leaks. And like on a piece of heavy equipment, if there's an oil leak from a front main bearing or a rear main bearing, in order to drop the crank out of the engine, that's a lot of work. I'll just leave the oil leak be and just put oil in it. But some things, but when I rebuild an engine, I put new seals in, and I use the proper sealants, and I clean both surfaces with acetone before I put the sealant on. And I put the sealant on both surfaces, and then I brush it into the surface with a brush. I don't just put it on from the tube and slap another part on top of it. I brush it into the lower piece, I brush it into the top piece. After it's cleaned with acetone, then I put it together. Sometimes you have to wait 10 minutes before to let it cure a little bit, and then you crush it down. It depends on the product that you're using. But I've never put an engine back together with a leak. Not an aircraft engine, not a racing block, not those 454s, nothing. Never did I ever put it. When I worked at Carson's Marine Service, I didn't do a lot of engine repair, but when they gave me something to repair, put in a top main bearing, and I never had a leak, ever. Not once. As a jet mechanic, not supposed to have leaks. And I am a jet mechanic. Sex Pet Hunter, thank you. I didn't say you lied or scammed. I'm a troll. I thought you were bad to Warren. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Let's talk about Warren. Okay, so for 2 years, this is the truth. Sexpat Hunter. You guys just give me a moment to address Sexpat Hunter. Was I bad to Warren? I would like to have seen Warren removed from society for what he did to me. What Warren did was criminal. So him and I became friends. So you don't screw a friend. Jack Thompson, Scott Del Fuego will confirm what I'm saying, but not necessary. Warren did this to me, Sexpat Hunter. This is the truth. Warren and I started talking, 8, 9 years ago. Then we became friends. Then he said, look, I'll buy the second floor of your hotel. I said, okay, $80,000. We agreed on that. Then he wanted custom bathrooms and custom kitchens with 5-quarter raised oak, blonde cherry walnut, blonde ash or something. 5-quarter raised oak panels instead of Formica. He wanted a low boy toilet. He wanted $5 a square foot tile. I said, whatever you want, but then it's going to be more. So we agreed. So I said to Warren, I'm going to go buy the rebar bender, and I'm going to buy the cement mixer. I'm buying a jackhammer. I'm going to spend about $15,000. And you are going to give me $80,000 on January 1st of maybe 2019, if that was the year. And he agreed to that. And then with that money, I'm going to write up a contract. I wrote the contract up. I'm really good at writing up contracts. I told him what I'm going to do, and I told him the increments that he was going to give me the money. When he saw the work getting done, he was going to give another $10,000 lump sums, okay? But January 1st, I get money to start the hotel. He said, I'll give it all to you at once. I said, okay, I'll write up a contract for $80,000. No, you don't need a contract. So I never wrote up a contract. If he was going to give me $80,000, I would have built a hotel. I would have started the hotel, and I would have been able to finish the second floor. He could have lived out, and I would have been able to live on the ground floor, finished, semi-finished. That's the truth. So November comes along. I said to Warren, you have to give me that money on January 1st. Yeah. I'm going to get to that. Because he had given me $2,500 for a computer and a phone. This is the truth. You can ask him. He's still alive. He's probably in the chat, that worthless human being that he is. So, but on January 1st, I want that check sent to my bank account. And he had my bank info. I'm still using the same bank. He had the bank info. And on the 2nd or the 3rd, I said, did you send the money yet? He goes, no, not yet. I said, look, I'm not gonna be your partner. If I don't get the money by the 8th, I'm not gonna be your partner. I don't want you as a partner. Because you made me do so many things. Get custom cabinet prices, custom tile prices, custom bathroom fixture prices, custom shower prices, this and that. You want the tinted windows with the blinds inside the windows, 4-season type blinds. I'll do all of that, but that's going to cost you under $20,000. Yeah. And on January 8th, I shit-canned him because he didn't do what he said. So then I started bad-mouthing him because he wasted a year of my time going and looking at stuff I would never put in a hotel or a house. He wasted a year and a half of my time talking to him. He was a fraud. He had no money. He was never coming to the Philippines. And Sexpat Hunter, here's the truth. Scott Del Fuego was here. Scott Del Fuego at the time was the deputy chief of police of Chicago, Illinois. He looked up Warren's credentials. Remember Sexpat Hunter, Warren said he was a police officer? That's not true. He was never a police officer. Remember he said he was a fire chief? He was never a fire chief. He never was a radio operator at a firehouse. He said that too. Remember he said he had a wife and 3 children killed in a car accident? That never happened. None of it ever happened. Scott had the ability at the time to look that stuff up on his computer. And none of it was true. None of it was true. And until there was a problem, there was no reason for Scott to even inquire into his background. We all believed Warren. He was a scammer. Well, he was a lonely man that wanted attention. And this is how he was getting it, by vicariously through me. That's Jack Thompson's word, vicarious. He was vicariously getting attention through me, according to Jack Thompson. He never had a wife and 3 children. He never was married. Nobody died from a car accident. He was never a police officer. He was never a fire radio operator. He was never a teacher of children musical instruments. He never did that. In the years I knew him, he never showed me a student. Never, ever. He never had a woman. He never showed me his girlfriend, ever. In 2.5 years that we talked every day, 2 hours a day, sometimes twice a week, sometimes a half hour, sometimes every other day. In 3 years, he never showed me his girlfriend or a student. He was a fraud. He was a shyster. He was the Warren from hell. Now, let's go back over here. Wait, John Blaze. Let me get back up here. Yeah, I don't want people talking about other people on my channel, really. I don't want people mad, because it's my channel. I'll do it. I'm good at it, too. Not only am I good at it, I remember every detail of every conversation when it's important to me. Scott Del Fuego says, sad to think a young guy that would rather put seasoning into a soup, smoke, and sit and get drunk, then go out and work hard with men and play hard afterwards. So Scott is talking about the bum, the e-beggar. So Sexpat Hunter, what I just said is true. Now, Scott would confirm, I think, but Jack will confirm if Scott's still here. I think if he's still here, I'm still up above that. Warren was a total fraud, man. So did I do him wrong? Yes, I did everything in my power to make everybody aware that he was a liar. And people believed him because he said he had cancer. He never had cancer. He never had cancer. Or he never showed me proof of cancer. E-begging for a wedding ring for his girlfriend. What a Dutch bag. I hope she did not hear him. Yeah, the bum can't even afford. Hey, Barry B's gone. I can't show it to you. Right, where's my other camera? My camera, my phone, both my phones, either one of my phones cost more than your motorcycle. Well, no. $1,500. $1,388 for the iPhone. Either way, you're a bum, dude. My drone certainly cost more than your motorcycle. It was $1,350 and $1,500. That's $2,850. $3,000 for my drone. And you can't afford $400. And you call me a fraud? What have you done? Show us anything you've ever owned. Did you ever buy a brand new Cobra right from the factory? Right from the showroom. From the showroom. Walk into the showroom, negotiate a deal for a new Cobra with 0 miles on the car. You get me one in silver, here's $10,000 deposit. I'll come back with another 20 when the car is in the showroom. Have you ever done that? No, because you're a bum, dude. You've been a bum since the day you were born. You people keep talking bad about me. It's always I lost $1 million in real estate deals in Florida, and I'm still doing okay. 8 years in the Philippines, baby. I'm not on. I don't get on every day and beg for money for food. Okay, I don't get on every day and beg. I don't want to get. If I decide to marry Daisy, I don't need your money for a wedding ring. All I got to do is just go back to New York and get a ring. Somebody owes me that much. And it would be a nice ring. It would be something you couldn't wear in the Philippines anyway. But you're just a bum, dude. You're a bum. I don't want to. You have no idea. For me to compare myself with you, I'm bringing me down to your level. You have nothing of value in your life. Not your persona, not your moral turpitude, nothing you have in value. And you knock me on you keep knocking me. Keep knocking me. See where that's going to end up. You're going to end up in a courtroom again. I don't care if it's a frivolous case against you. By somebody puts a frivolous case against you. I don't care. Lawyers here will take the case. And if there's enough, it'll be an actual case. So if someone put a frivolous case against you, as you say, and they can't prove that they have the information necessary, you still have to pay for that. You still have to pay for that. You have to pay your lawyer to write up something that's compliant with the court to dismiss the case. Whatever it costs, 10,000 pesos. He's going to do that all day long. He's going to do it 2 or 3 times. He's relentless. He's tenacious. He's my brother from another mother. He's not going to stop. He's going to go after you tooth and nail. And well, he should. What you said to him, what I heard you say, if he had, again, this is the big, if he hasn't recorded, you're screwed. Just remember what I said. Don't say he took his side and there's no proof. I said, if he hasn't recorded, you're screwed. Now, I don't know that he hasn't recorded, but if he does, you're screwed. I've worked in the film industry for years, says Jack. Every a-hole I ever met was wearing a fedora. Hey, tip of the hat. Tip of the hat to that, Jack. He's not posting but live. Live instead he has so much more leeway in the comments. Yeah, I know. I don't care what he does on his live streams. I don't care what he does in his posts. Just keep my name out of your mouth. I will not mention you again. Nobody on my page will ever mention you again. Let's just say enough is enough, like I did with my brother from another mother. Enough is enough. You want to end it? Keep your mouth shut. But you're too stupid to do that. You're going to bring it up again. You're going to let somebody from the past come on your channel, say something, you're going to laugh. And we're going to do it all over again. Every day if necessary. Hey, John, how you doing? So, I said this morning in my friend John Blazer's chat, my brother from another mother's getting a raw deal. I believe his lawyer's going to charge him money. He says he's not. Now, that's the difference. Me and John are friends. And John and I have been friends, I guess it's going on 5 years now. So we allow each other our freedom of speech on both channels. So, and John knows the deal. He knows you're going down. He knows he made a mistake, but he got the ball rolling. He didn't like you from the beginning, Mr. Barry Bees Be Gone. He never liked you, man. On a totem pole, you're the low man in Southeast Asia blogging. You're the low man. You're the man. You people can come on and make fun of me, but you can't prove it. Let's, for instance, no disrespect to Don C. Don C's very smart, but he likes to troll. Just like Sexpat Hunter said he's a troll. Don C said, the so-and-so and Fazio law team. Well, I know the law here. I've gone. Now, Don C knows that I know the law here. I could tell you what's going on, what transpired in my case, enough to tell you that I know the law here. Plus, on Monday, I asked my lawyer about you. Berries be gone forever, hopefully. And he said, you're screwed. If my brother from another mother has that video file and it's recorded correctly, you're screwed. It's not a question of if you're screwed, you're screwed. You're not going to get out of it. It's a criminal offense. Hey, John, thanks for stopping by. Hello, good sir. Back at you, John Blaze. Warren was sexy, R.I.P. Hammy Hamster, this guy should be the CEO of an airline. Watch how short it would be. It would fly before the FAA shuts him down. I don't know what that means. I'm a jet mechanic. I'm an A&P jet mechanic, dude. You don't get that license easily. Peter V, you got to remove the C. Peter V, remove the C. I'm not sure who it is. I don't really care. By the way, how did the oil leak turn out? We got that. Mike signed. I signed the front of it. And if I had men working for me, I have no lawsuits against me. 38 years in America and the Florida Keys. I have 0 lawsuits against me. 0. Now, what I will tell you is that I did not take a deposit for the jobs that I did. But I had an agreement, verbal, that you have to pay me when I'm done. And I think pretty much, except for 2 people that I can remember, they all paid me. One person owed me $700, and that had to go to arbitration to a guy named Ronnie One-Arm, who worked for the Gambino crime family. It was claimed I did a job for a guy and did a bad job. And he wasn't going to pay me. So I took Ronnie One-Arm to the guy's house and showed him the job. And I charged him $700. Basically, I charged him for the used lumber that I had from a deck from across the street. And he didn't pay me. And he says, I'm not going to pay you. Go see who you got to see. And I'm a carpenter, right? So I called up my buddy out in Long Island. He goes, look, I'm busy. Call up Ronnie One-Arm and tell him to go over there and talk to Tony. So I did. I sat down at Aldo's Pizzeria on Pitkin Avenue and Cross Bay Boulevard on the corner, Aldo's Pizzeria. We went to the back booth, all the way to the back on the left. Anybody that's here, if that guy Tony from Howard Beach is here, he knows that's Ronnie's booth in the back. And Charles Caniglia. And we went to the back booth, but Charles wasn't there. Charles could have took care of it for me too. And I told Ronnie, I said, this is what happened. And he goes to me, that guy's a dirtbag. All right, let's go. So we went to the guy's house. And he said, let me see the work that you did. You charged him $700 for. Was it worth it? I said, yeah, it was worth about $1,700. But I had extra lumber, so the lumber was free. I needed to get rid of the lumber. I didn't want to move it around. And I could build it in a day. So he looked at the deck and staircase I built for Tony Moscatello. Tony Moscatello lived at 16231 or 33 98th Street. He's gone now, died in prison. And but first he had to pay me my $700, and he had to apologize. Hold on a second. And he had to apologize to me, which didn't really mean much, but he did apologize to me. So that was one person that owed me $700, and there was another guy, Dirty Bob, who I said, Bob, you got to pay me. I don't have the money. I said, you know what? I got the barge right here. I'll just take those last 2 poles that are holding your dock in place out, and when you have the money, you give me that $700, give me another $700 to stick the poles back. The poles are 45 feet long telephone poles that weigh 2,000 pounds. I'll pull the poles out now. I'll go away. When you have that $700, add another $700. I'll come back and put them in place again. You pay me now. And he did. So in 38 years, I never got screwed for $1, except one guy that died when he owed me money. He died. He literally died. He had a colostomy, and his colostomy bag inside, he died. The great Tony R. He owed me a lot of money too, so I took the materials off the job. I never insulted anybody else for having a young girlfriend, Sex Pat Hunter. My girlfriend was 22 when I met her, Daisy. She had just turned 22. I don't agree with grown men going out with 18-year-olds, but I mean, that's up to them. But I don't remember. I mean, if you can refresh my memory, I'll agree to it or not. If you have a memory of me insulting somebody, what was the age of the girl? And was she a working girl? Because that I don't care about. But I see a lot of men with 18-year-old women that are 70 years old. I mean, now I'm 67. Would I go out with a 22-year-old girlfriend? I would not. Not again. Would I go out with a 28-year-old woman? Sure. But then I was also 57 when 7 years ago. That's about 7 years ago. So I was 60, and I was going out with a 22-year-old woman. That's reasonable, I think. But I mean, but much younger than I forget. If I critique somebody for dating an 18-year-old woman, please bring it back to my memory. I'll let you put it on the page. And if you could name the person who I critiqued, I'll apologize. I don't remember doing it, though. Okay, Sex Pat Hunter and I are finally having a legitimate conversation. Thank you for that. I lost $1 million in real estate, in investment, in the Florida Keys. I had 3 properties. So yeah, Peter V. Everybody, John Blaze suggested that he gets out of the Philippines. I said it. I agree with John. I said it also. You're saying it also. Look, if his visa fees are not paid, if there are drives, if his visa fees are not paid, he's going to pay a dear price. He may very well end up in jail. And here's the deal. Let's say he has, I don't know, let's say it's $2,000 to get out of jail. It's only going to get him out of jail to go back to court for a case he's going to lose anyway. If he could get out of this country right now and go someplace else, go to Vietnam. Vietnam is a beautiful place. God, I wish I wasn't sick when I was there. He's going to burn up every penny he saved if he has money saved, and he's going to burn up more money from donators and EBEGGING. And the people that took his side and gave him money, I am really pissed off at you. That's why I don't talk to you people anymore. Baby bottle, concerned because you said it did not screw straight. Okay, have another drink on me. Scott, I need Michael's advice on how to use my new... Jack. The man, better him than me. I guess you start by farting constantly like a bean-eating mantis. Come on. That whole thing with the spitting and the coughing and the burping, that's disgusting, man. You are spewing biological warfare at people. Do you know how dirty and disgusting what you do is? It's okay. So we can't get out of the fact that we have germs, and let me tell you people something about germs. You never mask helps to stop the germs, but when you put your hand on a railing in the ICM mall and you walk down the escalator, there was so much spittle and coughing and sweat and bacteria. One of the more disgusting habits that Barry B's gone from the Philippines does is he goes to the bathroom and he doesn't wash his hands, and he comes out of the bathroom and notifies everybody he didn't wash his hands because he didn't pee on his hands. Who says that kind of stuff? That's right, 32. I have, I understand. The only watch that I could wear that I have here in the Philippines, it's a Wittenhauer. And it's one of those really thin Wittenhauers, like an 1/8 of an inch thick. At the time, it had like an $1,100 price tag on it. But if I wanted to sell it now, I went to Wittenhauer in New York City when I was there in 2000, when I made that video, Robbie the Robot. Wittenhauer, Rolex, Regimes, Gucci, they're all on the same block. And I brought the watch into Wittenhauer. It worked, it still worked, but they offered me $250 for it, so I didn't sell it. But I paid $1,000 for it. But there are things that you can't wear in the Philippines. And I could never put my mother's engagement ring or any diamond, let's put it like that, any diamond I have in a ring here in the Philippines. That's why when John Blaze gave his wife a minimalist diamond ring, because you can't wear jewelry in the Philippines. No one wears jewelry in the Philippines. No, you can't sell anything here. I had, for instance, I had silver dollars, 1908 silver dollars. I had 2 of them. They have a value of about $22 for silver. For silver, they have a value of 20. They wanted to give me $5 a piece for them. They said it's not pure silver. In America, they were worth about 1908 Liberty silver dollars, 2 of them. I think they were worth $22 at one point years ago. They offered me $5 a piece for them because they're going to try to resell them or scrap them out. I had when I first got to the Philippines, I had a necklace. The necklace you see me wearing in America years ago. And I had brought it to the Philippines just because I didn't know you couldn't wear jewelry here. And when I realized you couldn't wear jewelry here, I brought it to a shop, and they offered me $225. I paid $1,200 for it in 1984 or 83. It weighed 68 grams of 18 karat gold. But they offered me $225. Gold was low at the time, and they offered me scrap value for it. So I said, well, you're not going to scrap this. You're going to put it in a sonic cleaner and sell it on the thing. Whatever we do with it, we're offering you scrap. Do you want it? I said, screw you, and I walked away. So they want to, so what I did have was I had a bracelet that I gave Daisy. And I went to the store, another jewelry store, another day, another trip to the city, but not for that. And my price that I paid for that piece of jewelry was $600. I bought it from my mother years ago. And they offered me $65 for it, for scrap value. But next to, on their shelf, there was the same size chain, about the same length, about 15 inches, and it had a charm that weighed about 4 grams on it. And they wanted $325 for the chain and the charm. So I said, let me put that on the scale. So it weighed 6.5 grams. Mine weighed about 6.3 grams. They offered me $65 for it. So they were going to turn around and sell it, or try to sell it, for over $300. They will give you nothing here. I have sterling silver forks and knives that I took to the Philippines and I brought back to New York. There was pure sterling silver. It says sterling silver on it, stamped on it. They offered me for junk silver $2 an ounce, I think it was. These people here, they're freaking criminals. They will offer you nothing for gold or silver. Don't come to the Philippines with gold or silver expecting to get market value. Hey, LaRue Seagrass. Thank you. Hello, LaRue. Thank you for stopping by. LaRue, do you still have a wrench? You don't have a wrench. You should put it. Would you like us to put the link for your channel up, LaRue? We can do that for you. The ones that didn't pay, I took the products back off their property. I always got paid. 32, good morning. What is the address and phone number of some of the other crime members? Did you look up Tony Moscatello? Did you look him up? He's dead now, 20 years, so I doubt he'll mind. I doubt he'll mind. And tell me if you looked him up. Tell me if I was right about that name, Tony Moscatello. Tell me what I tell you what, better yet, Hammy Hamster, I'm going to block you 100% if you don't tell me what he went to jail for. So being that you have a big mouth and you want to test my knowledge and my skill sets, I'm going to block you unless you tell me what Tony went to jail for. You need to do that or I'm going to block you. Because if you... Tony, T-O-N-Y, Moscatello, M-O-S-C-O, Moscatello, C-A or C-O-S-T-E-L-L-O, Tony Moscatello. It should come right up in any police computer. That's the only way you're going to get it, though. So you didn't look it up. You're just challenging my memory. So, and he lived at about 162. See, he lived right behind me. I lived catty corner to his property by 2 houses. So he lived right in back of my house and then 2 houses over. I've known him since I was 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. We used to all barbecue in the backyard before everybody put up a fence. Hammy, yeah, Moscatello, that's pretty... Tony Moscatello, that's pretty close. I'm not going to block you now anyway, whether you find it or not, because I thought you were a police officer, but I don't think you are anymore. So if you just want to, just take my word for it, what I said is true. I will tell you what he went to jail for. If you give me if you find him, let me know, and then I'll talk to you. It's not a secret. It was all over the newspapers for years. He became famous. An Omega Seamaster. He was very close to John. Very close. Big Tony, I never called him Big Tony. I just called him Tony because I know him since I was a little kid. I grew up with his daughters. Yeah, that's pretty nasty, yeah, Jack? Tanita's best cough drops are Jack Thompson's favorite cough drops, Free Bird. I'm not going to block you, Hammy Hamster. I'm not going to. And don't worry whether you find it or not. It should be. It was front page news for a long time. Died at age 73. And that's possible. He did die. So let's see. Tony was 10 years older than me. I don't know when he died because I had already moved out of the beach by then. But let me tell you what kind of guy Tony was. Okay, so the guy who owed me money and wasn't going to pay me, I couldn't collect the money. But I'm not letting people owe me money. So I said to him, you really got to pay me, man. My men got to get paid. I did this job for nothing. Yeah, you're not going to get paid. So I called up my friend Bobby out in Long Island. I didn't tell Tony that I was friends with Bobby, though. And Bobby said, well, look, I'm busy. He owned a big business out there. Call up Ronnie. Tell Ronnie to go take care of that. And I did. And when I went to Tony's house with Ronnie, Tony wasn't there. And then somehow Ronnie got in touch with Tony. And Tony's wife gave me the money because he was embarrassed. But Ronnie said, did he give you the money? I said, yeah. He goes, did he apologize? I said, no, his wife gave me the money. No. He goes, go back to his house. Go back to his house. And I went back to his house. And Ronnie called him up on the phone and said, you have to apologize. And he apologized to me. I didn't care. I didn't want his apology. I just wanted the $700. That was a bad thing that happened. Because I know who he was, but if he screws you, then the next guy's going to screw you, and the guy after that is going to screw you, and the guy after that is going to... Once one of them screw you, they're all going to do it. That went around like wildfire. Because I was just a carpenter, but I was friends with just a guy named Ronnie One-Arm, who happens to be more than a friend. That's I never thought about I don't know how old he was when he died. But so you never found out what he did, huh? Trench, yeah, that was a different guy, but he did die. That guy, yeah. When you're wearing a long down to the knee, when you see somebody wearing a down to the knee army jacket in the months of June, July, August, and September, on the hottest day of the year, you have to wonder why. Working on it. Okay, you're working on it. So this is how it's going to end up. Barry, be gone. Stop talking about me or Daisy. You continuously say you can't control what's going on your channel. Learn how to control the comments. Make your drama show about my brother from another mother. Keep that drama up if you like. It's going to be detrimental to you at the end of the day. Make the drama about somebody else. It's going to be detrimental to you at the end of the day, but keep the drama off of me. It's all I've ever asked from you. And I will, as you say, if he leaves me alone, but then you go on a rampage about what you think and you know, he never built a hotel, he's never going to build he never had. When you got backed down, just like when I backed you down, that nobody ever, no police report, nobody ever attacked you with a gun. Nobody was ever arrested. And then certainly nobody got arrested at 10 o'clock at night with a gun for attempted murder and released on his own recognizance that night with no police report. You're a liar, dude. But I'm not going to go through every one of those things. I'll just systematically tear you down. You are a liar. You're a fraud. You're a backstabbing little man. You're a little man. Little man, little man, little man, little man, little man. And you think that you're a tough guy. That's something else altogether. That's a personality disorder. I don't know how tough you are, but you want to say, I don't know if you could beat my brother from another mother at all. But what you said is you're going there. And you didn't go there. And then when he came there to you, you didn't go there either. And then you two guys got together over there and nothing happened then either. So you're not really that tough after all. Now, if someone walked up from behind you and ruptured your eardrum, smacked you, punched you, hit you, palm blowed you in your ear, how tough do you think you'd be then, that day? I mean, really, how tough do you think you'd be with a broken eardrum in a state of shock? So you keep running your mouth. You keep running your mouth, it's going to get worse, dude. Going to get worse. So, and what if someone decided to hurt you? The guy who you said hit you with a rock, what if that happened again? Because you have a big mouth and you keep telling people, I'll fight anybody. I never said that. I never said that. I never dared anybody to come to my house to fight me. My words were, if you want to come and yell profanities out from in front of my house, be my guest. But you won't like what happens. And did it turn out well for anybody? No, it did not. But I never said, come to my house, I'm going to beat you up. That's another lie that you allow to be perpetrated on your channel. What you need to do is eliminate me from your channel. You got me blocked, so I'll do a show. Block me again, I'll do another show. I don't want to come on your channel. I'm not going to debate you on your channel. You're a bum, you're a loser, you're a fraud, you're an e-beggar, and you're going to jail, in my opinion. If my brother from another mother has the videos that he says he has, and if he recorded them properly, you are going down to Funky Town. I'm going to end this show now, so let's say goodbye. Hammy is working on it. Hammy says he's still alive today, 78 or 79. That would be about right. That would be about right. Because I'm 67, and that was the crew. That was John's crew, so he would probably be alive. I mean, that would probably be his age. I wonder, does he still live in the same place? Because next time I go back to the beach, I'll visit him. We were always friends before that, too. I mean, it wasn't a question of that we were never friends. I knew him since I was 5 years old. It was just a question of money. You can't debate a twit like the waffle flipper. That's true because he's ignorant. He's an idiot. He really is stupid. He says something about me in one sentence and then he says, I never said that. Dude, stop talking about me. That's the bottom line. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Sex Pat Hunter, thank you. I guess you can continue researching who I said was going out with a young girl. I'm trying to think for Sex Pat Hunter. Hammy Hamster, goodbye. Thank you for... Yeah, that's good that you found Tony. See, now you know I'm telling you the truth. At least, why would I remember his address? Unless that's where I lived. Yes. Dennis Adam, thank you for stopping by. Dennis, thanks very much, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. If you got to remember something, Hammy Hamster, and the rest of you people, if I say a name and I give you the address, it's been 40 years since I lived there. But his address is 31 or 33 on 98th Street. So, and were we friends? I grew up with his children. I grew up in his backyard. Why he did what he did, I have no idea. I have no idea. No, I don't even care. But I got my money and that was the end of it. And I was always remained friends with his family throughout that. In other words, the father's business has nothing to do with the family's business. And that all worked out well at the end of the day. Not right away, though. Not right away. There was some animosity there for a while. But nothing, once the apologies were made in both directions, it was over. That's the end of it. Like two grown men. Because otherwise it would be not good for me, for sure. Maybe not good for him, possibly. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll let you guys... Sex Pat Hunter, if you can think of the person who was going out with a young girl, you say... I don't remember. I have never said anything about Barry B going out with a young girl. If that's who you're talking about, bye-bye, 32. Thank you for stopping by. Those were nice watches. The Brit, the dive, one of them is a dive watch, and the other one was Bristoline or something like that. Those, I don't know about watches that much. I really don't. But I remember the names. They're high-end watches for sure. I never said that Barry B's was going out with a younger woman. I never said that. I never believed for a second she was an underage girl. I don't believe for a second. And I'll give you the law on that also, Sex Pat Hunter. Well, you don't need the law. I'm going to give you the law. Okay, so you see Barry B's going out with a girl, and you accuse him of going out with an underage girl, which it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Did not happen. He did not go out with an underage girl. The girl can look whatever you want her to look like in your mind, but I never believed she was underage, and I'm not going to say. I know for a fact she was not underage. Okay, let's put it like that. But by looking at her in a video, you can't accuse him of going out with an underage woman, because only the police can do that. And I can tell you why, how difficult it is to prove that somebody went out with an underage woman. What the police will do, this is true, what the police will do is they will try to find you and the girl in a bedroom environment. Hopefully, during the act, okay? And then they'll ask the girl for her identification. And if she's over 18, no harm, no foul. If she's younger than 18, well, you could get in trouble. It's possible, not guaranteed. I mean, let's say she was going to be 18 the next day. I don't know. But they're going to ask her for national ID. But There was a case where a man walked away from being with a so-called underage woman because the girl had no ID. She was born in the province and had no ID. So they couldn't prove her age. So they can't prove whether she was over or underage. So there's no harm, no foul. That's true. That's a true story, and you've heard about that before. But if the girl has ID, the police will ask her for her ID. If she's underage, maybe you'll get in trouble. No ID, no record of her in a hospital, no record of her in a doctor's office. Can't prove what age she is. Sex Pat Hunter, I still don't remember that. I can remember that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have something to do in 34 minutes, and I'm going to be on the phone doing that thing. So God day to everybody from Michael Fazio, and there's me in the Philippines, my brother from another mother. Now it's your turn. We'll do a tag team on this guy because he's not going to stop. Freebird, I have in the past said some things about Mr. Fazio because I thought it was cute. But I knew it was lies and felt very ashamed of myself for all of the attention of the complete morons. I'm truly sorry. Freebird, it's okay. I know what YouTube is. But I thank you, Freebird. I really appreciate that. And we've talked about this before. People listen to the trolls. And if enough trolls say something like Warren, everybody was loved by Warren because I made Warren loved by everybody. And then when he lied about me, it became the truth. The truth is that anybody that's in higher up police and FBI, CIA, anybody on my channel, anybody that watches this, any lawyer, anybody that can do real research, Google Warren Hunt, Australia, police officer. Nothing comes up. Google Warren Hunt's family killed in a car accident. Nothing comes up. Google Warren Hunt. Nothing comes up. He was none of the things that he said, but he started rumors that I was a criminal. I was a thief. I took his money. I defrauded him. He started all kinds of rumors. And because he was supposed to have been dying from cancer, everybody took his side. I made him the hero. The hero demeaned and slandered and cyber libeled me. And I couldn't do anything about it. It's my word against his word. I had Warren fill out documents to the NBI. And when the NBI looked him up, they couldn't even find him. He said he was a police officer in Australia. They couldn't even find him, but they said, we'll take his testimony because it's worthless anyway. He has to come to the Philippines to testify. So if he's not in the Philippines, we'll put his testimony in the file. If he comes to the Philippines, he can testify. But he never came. Michael Dowie. All right, so we're going to go on. Good night, Jack. Good night, Pot Banger. 7 Bubbles, 7 Gulps. Fazio, everyone else, have a great day. Thank Mike Dowdy. Okay, thank you very much, Freebird, for the... thanks. Your apology was that you didn't do it anymore. I don't need an apology from you. I don't request apology. I would request an apology from Warren because he did more damage to my person than anybody else in the history. And then he had a couple of other clowns on that girl's show that stuck with him. And it took them months to figure out it was me who was telling the truth. And by that time, they had already destroyed my reputation on YouTube. And did he ever apologize? No, he did not. But he is a malignant narcissist as well. They don't apologize for shit that they do. Thanks for watching, everybody. And God day to everybody from Michael Fazio and Daisy May. Banging a pot, making a lot. In the Philippines, baby. Bye for now. I had to do this for myself and everyone else. Well, thank you. Bye, Scott. Scott, I got 10 minutes. Can you say hello to me for 10 minutes? I'll call you if the Skype is on. I got 10 minutes before I have to do my next thing. Can you say hello? I had something I wanted to ask you. All right. Everybody else, thank you again. Freebird, thank you very much. You're a man of honor. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. I'm being Permy, which of course means take care always. From the Philippines, baby. Bye-bye for now.